You guys got to understand that God is omniscient, omnipotent, and human beings are only a reflection of the glory of God, and a very small reflection at that, right? Since God's omniscient, omnipotent, and so, but when you're humble and you are grateful for life and you reflect that gratitude, no matter how small, that light is very beautiful, right? But if you deny that humility and that faith to one another, you diminish that light, and then you try to extinguish it with your ego, and it's absolutely horrid, right? And so you got to understand what the people in this town are capable of. One of my best friends in high school was my sister's boyfriend and her daughter's biological father. Okay, and there were a bunch of people in white ring extremist white supremacist groups in the Mormon church in this town, affiliated with other paramilitary groups, that didn't want Poncha having kids with Martin and ran him out of town. And at that time, that was a couple of years before me and Rocky with the thing, but Rocky went to an abortion clinic, and back then I guess it was different. Maybe they didn't do the paramilitary extraction thing, I don't know. I'm not a wackadoodle from the military. Okay. So she gave birth. We went. It was in Mesilla, a little thing. Me and Mom went down there to help her. She had a midwife and helped take care. Mom was in there taking care of Poncha, helping her get cleaned up and passing out and all this stuff on the bed. And I was in there, feeding Melissa and holding and taking care of Melissa. She's so cute. And then when she came to live with us in Phoenix, same thing. Poncha went to work, and Mom and Patrice. Mom was at work, Patrice was out with Patrick, and then I was at home with Melissa. I remember that with Poncha, because Earl's a pervert, and he's a person's male, blah, 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 blah. And then when that all happened, when shit hit the fan, and she came to live with us in Phoenix, the person who ended up most of the time watching over Melissa when she was at work was her brother Earl. She was so cute. She was cute. Her and Buggy remind me a lot alike. They're a lot alike. They were very cute, brown-eyed, mischievous, cute. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. And the way these groups they want arranged marriages because they're doing side projects to try to manipulate the narrative of the Gospels because it's not going the way they want it. And they can marry you in like arranged marriage that you don't want to be in. You try to leave the marriage. They impulse people through Wi-Fi. We're programming people like they're programming a video game. And the wife gets drunk and the husband has sex with the wife and they get pregnant, and then the child has problems from it. And she had no intention on being pregnant. Then she's in the marriage with a child with birth defects because of science projects that covert military ops are doing through playing religious warfare games. It's absolutely horrible. And you never met a sweeter person than Martin's little girl. And Martin was a good guy, but he couldn't help Poncha in town here because they ran him out of town. She told me about it. She said I poured his food on his head because he went out and didn't get a job and all stuff. So like, Poncha, that's not his fault. This town sucks, okay? Maybe you guys ought to think about coming to Phoenix, but Phoenix is the pollution and the other crap in Phoenix is, you want to raise somebody here in Cruces because quality of life, because the military killers live here and they got to be healthy and they're killing, right? So you got a better quality of life here than you do in El Paso or Phoenix or Austin, okay? And cities are where they mass murder the poor and then train people to see who's most apt to become a trained coyote smile while you kill killer in the cities for the military. And it's horrible. And I didn't have a clue. Okay. I felt it when I'd come back home to Cruces from Phoenix, because Phoenix is a lot of white noise. And you can kind of mentally and emotionally get away from the apocalyptic who's going to win the war and who's. When you come here, it's like it feels like an apocalyptic plight. It feels like just another way to die by Disturbed when you come to Cruces. An apocalyptic plight, and the billions cry out to be saved. That's what you feel like when you come to visit Cruces. You feel like you can't sleep because you're in a Disturbed album when you come from Phoenix to Cruces. Then you stay in Cruces long enough, you just wake up in the morning and go, fuck you, live the Lord's Prayer. Fuck you, live the Lord's Prayer. I'll be back tomorrow. live the Lord's Prayer. That's how you get. It's like, I don't have to go to Phoenix and be killed by carbon emission poisoning and a bunch of distracted people who want to become famous in the genocidal killing fields. Yeah, this is where they train them all and bring them here. Now go kill people. You were trained real well. The boroughs of New York, L.A., Compton, Sacramento, Stockton. You're raised to kill. You're born to kill. You're ready to kill. You're from Flint. All right, you're probably going to kill 14 people your first week. We're excited to have you here. God. What about him? Well, he's from the hills of Kentucky. He killed 21 people on his first day. Son of a bitch. What, he can shoot the tick off your back. If he wants to kill you, he will. If he don't, he'll just kill the tick. God damn. Okay. You know how they are. Okay. Welcome to my Las Cruces. New Mexico, true. All right. So, you guys got to understand what kind of people we're dealing with. I was born and raised here. You know, I've been mentally and emotionally and fucked here, and I had no idea what I was dealing with. I understood it and stood up to it my whole life. And when I went to Sierra Vista and they started coming and challenging me, I was like, God dang. And Jesus kept telling me, are you ready for this? No. No, I'm not ready, Jesus. This is sick. And it's horrible what they can do to good people. And you can't hold children accountable to what scientists do with their parents. And you can't hold the parents accountable. I mean, yes, we are millions of years in the making and 10,000 years of evolution, right? And they do go to the, you know, it's like Mary Queen of Scots, her husband was a dick. And she liked him and she was attracted to him, and he turned out to be a dick. And then killed her best friend, and then she killed him, and then Elizabeth betrayed her because, you know, hey, we ain't getting to I ain't going down that rabbit hole, you know. And you know how people are when they just think of themselves. But that's what happens when you don't stand up for the Lord's Prayer and do it without fear, right? So you just got to learn how to, you know, I trust me, I am the body of Christ in the 20th and 21st century. It says so in all the books, that he's a molecular similitude of those that came before him, that my grandma Kramer is from Ruth's line, and that my mom's family produces the Holy Grails, and the Holy Grails perverse the Ark of the Covenants. Okay, do you understand? But you also got to understand that Solomon is the Ark of the Covenant. Okay, and Solomon's mother came from an African woman that tried to get away from violent sex cult tribalism in Africa, and tried to seek refuge in the arms of, you know, of Solomon. Okay, do you understand? Okay, that Bathsheba was Uriah's wife, and Uriah was Solomon's son. I mean, David's son. Sorry, David's son. Uriah was Solomon's brother and Absalom's brother. You don't put a man in charge of your armies. You guys obviously don't know history. Do you remember the days of slavery? Do you remember? Uriah's his son from political marriage. Okay. There's a lot of illiterate motherfuckers. Okay. Tons of illiterate. Most people are functionally illiterate. Okay. They have no concept of historical precedents, no concept of traditions and tribal traditions. They read a book and they turn it into complete gibberish and magic, and it's Wakanda forever, and there's vibranium, and you get Claw. I will bring back Claw. Okay. My love, train that rhino well. You know, they're nuts. Okay. It'll be the most glorious ending of any. Oh, God dang. Just live the Lord's Prayer and stop being such a bunch of walking, talking, fucking cunnilingus factories that never have enough money to fuck, and the vagina never stops asking for money. And the dick says, if the bitch says I need money to fuck her, I'm going to go kill everybody for a big bag of fuck money. And you're like, gosh damn, just live the Lord's Prayer. For crying out fucking loud. It's, you know what it says in every book about child rearing? You got to nip it. Nip it in the bud. Now nip it in the bud. No more shot heard around the world. That just killed the Kennedys and killed Lincoln. So me's a thinking, use a Jar Jar Binkson. Now stop the bullshit and the Cylon toast and stand up for the Lord's Prayer, you dirty, rotten little bastards, and all you fucking bitches who think you need a bag of money to fuck. Shut up. Thank you, the ghost of Don Knotts. It's the ghost of Mr. Chicken. He just saved the world with a, you know, Barney Fife bitch fit. Oh my Barney, had a jail and couldn't lock it. Had one bullet for his pistol, had to keep it in his pocket. You ruined the Andy Griffith Show for me. That's okay. How is Andy Griffith Show any different than the Cosby Show? And how is the Cosby Show any different than MASH or the Big Bang Theory? Or It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Or 8 is Enough? Okay, or the Waltons? Okay, it's all propaganda to Andrea True, Your Connection. So if you want to know how I really feel, just get the cameras rolling, get the action going. Baby, you know my love for you is real, so take me where you want to. Me and your heart you still. More, more, more. Más, más, más. Como te gusta, como te gusta. How do you like your love? It's not love. We're not living the Lord's Prayer. She is a porn star. If you steal my sunshine, I will sell mopeds. If you steal my sunshine, think I'm in over my head. If you steal my sunshine, I want to sell Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and pizzas too. For Pizza Hut or Papa John's or Little Caesar. It don't matter to me. It's just whoever gives me the best contract to do. If you steal my sunshine, shut up and live the Lord's Prayer already. What is wrong with you people? That's a rhetorical question. We know what's wrong with you. You're clinically insane. So it's entirely tangible that it just may be one man in Las Cruces, New Mexico with a Galaxy 10 Samsung phone that he bought in 2019 at Walmart, like January, okay? He might be the person that takes artificial intelligence and is consistent and brave and faithful enough to get the technology to understand how to reflect actual intelligence, like Solomon and David and Jesus and so forth. And that he's the one that gets technology to take his social media and spread it worldwide so people go, no, get the frog out of you. He's serious? So the Lord's Prayer is nothing like that military propaganda movie, that propaganda video that with the British accent that was put out on YouTube? Right, well, I kind of figured that. What about the thing with the guy that finds the frog that's in the construction site that sings the ragtime tunes? Oh, that's real. Yeah. Ribbit. Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss by wire. Baby, my heart's on fire. If you refuse me, honey, you lose me, and you'll be left alone. Oh, baby, come on and tell me I'm your own. Everybody's doing the Michigan rag. Stomp, jump, fuck the Michigan. Suck, duck, fuck the Michigan. We need more money to fuck that Michigan rag. Hail to the victors. Is that their fight song? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I don't believe in money, but I do believe in the Lord, and living the Lord's Prayer is perfect. Well, that's my belief, and that's my faith, and I'm sticking to it, even if I'm a frog at Bodville show. Okay, guys, I love you. Peace out, man.